Well, hi, babies. Hi, cuties. Hi, darlings. Hi, sweets, my schmookums, my babes, my baby cakes, my dolls. Hi. Hi, my little buttermints, my little sweetie pies, my little schnookums, my little sugar butt. Hi. Hi, pumpkin. Hi, darling. Hi, booger. Hi, pickle. Hi, this is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Please use your own discernment and intuition. It is also timeless, so whenever you find it, it is the right time, my babes. I tell you. I tell you. I finally had a good sleep last night, so, and I didn't have to work today, so let's get into it. Also, oh my god. So I was just, doing my little thing, doing my little downloads, my little, whatever I do. Excuse me. And last night I was just pulling my cards, and so this might be relevant, and I don't know if this is going to tie into this reading at all, but I'm just excited to get it out. I'm like, oh my god. So I mean, this is like obvious stuff, and we've all like had an inkling, but it's someone that you would be surprised that would like dabble in magic or whatever it is. Let's say like you have a friend and this person's like a really good person, they're loyal, all of this stuff, and they're in this connection. You don't fully question it because it makes sense, the connection, but their partner has been doing magic on them for security and money and like status. I'm getting some of them may not work, so they might be like stay home with the kids or whatever, or if they do, let's say they work but they like call all the financial shots and like make calls on like what they buy and stuff like that, and the connection, like they're very controlling in that sense. And I'm getting it's like they're not really controlling in that way, like face value, but underneath all of that, like they have their own little manipulation layers and all of this underneath it. Like that's what they are, because they like the control of everything enough to a point that they have been doing magic on this person, like either paying somebody or doing it themselves. And if you have this inkling about this person in your space or whatever, literally all you have to do is keep praying and like put like even if it makes you look like a crazy person, whatever, like pray for them like with all of your might, and that it's lifted, like the energy is lifted, and like that's all you have to do. Like you don't have to do anything, you don't have to tell them anything. Just pray with every like ounce of your being just for this person, for that. It doesn't even have to be a long thing, like just this like this understanding and like this clarification of it will lift it, and things will start moving for this person, because this person is stuck, like shackled, chained, because they're unaware, like the weird thing is it like all makes sense, like the connection makes sense, like you don't really question it, but you're like, huh, okay, like this person seems like stuck, or maybe they're just getting older and they're changing, and like they're you've like made up all these excuses for them, but like deep down you've had this like it just doesn't match. Like it's almost like the partner's values and your friend's values, or whoever this person is to you, friend, coworker, cousin, whatever, this person deep down, you see them, they're a loyal person, they're a good person, they're hardworking. I'm also getting that there's somebody that they don't openly express that they're spiritual or anything like that. They don't come out that way and they don't claim to be so, but the way they view people, and you've had these conversations, like how like they witness people and watch people, they can read energy pretty well. And this other person is like very closed in and like like maybe shy, quiet, not very social or friendly. You've questioned if this person is just in it for the money before, like, but you're like, no, it makes sense though. Like the connection makes sense. You know, whether it's like because they match like physically, like attractiveness, or their history together, like, it makes sense like why they're together. Hilariously, it's because this person's been doing magic on them, like that's what I'm getting. I was just like, what? And it's like somebody you wouldn't think would even be involved in this, like you're like, no fucking way, like and it's like this hidden. So if this person, you've had this inkling before, and like now this is like clarifying it for you, literally all you have to do is like pray for that person with all your might for just like this short period of time. Like, I don't know, you click off this message for 5 minutes and like you pour your faith and your power into them just for a moment to like have the illusions lifted, whatever. Like obviously pray for how you speak and like how you think, because it needs to match you. But like however that needs to fit, like just putting your energy into it, like pray that the illusions are lifted, the magic's lifted, the shackles are taken off, that type of thing. And and so it will. And you'll start seeing things the way, because I'm getting this person is very like their dynamic is very, like this person just has a kind heart and they're very loyal, so that they're already moved that way, but they're willing to like move mountains for this person, and that's just who they are. However, this person like doesn't see that their partner is like using them for money and all of that, and like just wants the control. And obviously when anybody is in this energy, they're wounded, they have some fucking abandonment issues, that type of thing. We all have problems. I heard daddy issues, like we all have something going on, and this person is operating out of them for whatever reason. I'm also getting that this partner has a tendency to like you've had an, like say this is your friend and you you've made like business decisions with them, like you went in on, like, I don't know, this is just a random, like you went in on a boat with them or something, and that partner, you had an inkling that partner forced them and was like, you're gonna make a decision with them, this needs to be ours. Like you had this inkling because you're like, all of a sudden this person like either pulled out or they're like, they paid the remainder of the money so they could have it in their name. That was this partner, because this partner isn't very trusting at all, obviously, because they're doing weird shit energetically to this person to keep them, and like keep them blinded to who they are, and like so they don't, which means they're terribly insecure. They only care about like physical stuff, how they look. I'm also getting, you've had like, this person has such a grip on your friend or whoever they are, their partner has such a grip on them that like say that this person has just been very generous and they've helped you out in times of need, you've done the same for them, then it came down to you needed something for them, like, dude, I'm down and out, like help me out. Like say middle of the night you run out of fuel in your vehicle, and this person would any other time come and get you, and like you've done the same for them, like that's like your connection, whether it's cousin, friend, sister, brother, whatever. And then suddenly they're like, yeah, I can't, and then they were like all vague, and they weren't like, say they've not been able to help you before, but they had like somebody else that could go run and like help you out, or they called you their AAA truck or something, they did something for you. This person just like went silent and was like, sorry, no, or whatever it was, and it wasn't them. It's because this person like has such a grip on them, and they were like whispering in their ear, like saying all this like weird shit, like that you're just literally what what I'm getting is this person, their partner is like, oh, they're, you know, speaking about you or whatever, how, wherever you are in this story, that like you were just in it for, to use them. You're not a true friend or whatever you are to them. You're in it just for the money, just for the opportunities, just for how you make them look, blah, 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 blah. Which is hilarious because that's literally what they are, but they have to like do the little magician thing, like look over here while I pull this rabbit out of the hat, like that type of stuff, while I do this sleight of hand. That's what it is. So if you had this inkling and they're like, man, this person started to move weird, like what the hell, that's what it was. And you're such an understanding person that like, you're like, oh, well, you know, we're allowed to have boundaries, and maybe they, you know, they have shit going on, like understandable. But you're like, you just knew something was off because you're like, man, they like never move like this. Like, and I'm playing with these rubber bands. I would pick it up, but it's because it's laying down. But the way I just barely like squeeze them together like that. And they made like a rudimentary angel. So it's got like one that's round like this, and then one that's squished down into like a figure eight, and then like a bigger one that's like that. So it looks like it has like little wings. It's like, you know, this person's like got a kind heart. They're willing to do anything. They're one of you. They you know who they are. They might have their little selfish things just as we all do, and how we, you know, we look out for ourselves. But you know this person deep down, and they're starting to move different, or you know, whatever you've sensed is off about them. It's because this person is like doing magic on them. You know what? I'm actually going to keep this one super short instead of doing the long video that I planned, because I want people to watch this. So I'm just going to end it there. Like I said, if you had any sort of inkling, this is your confirmation for that. And like, pray with all your might. And that's literally, you don't even have to do it. If you want, do it every day and it'll happen faster, whatever it is. But literally, I'm just getting like this one moment where you pray with all of your might, all of your being, and like really feeling it. Just for that little short moment, that's gonna lift it. And you'll start seeing the shift, the change. And if it helped, you know, you might already pray for this person, but maybe not of like magic being lifted off them, and you know, shit like that, because you had no idea. The way it was didn't scream that. You were just like, this person could move that way, like we all we shift and change, you know, we get a little power and then we start, you know, like you were making excuses for this person. They're not like that at all. It's their trash ass partner. And I've also got that if they have kids together, this person like trapped them with kids, like because they were so fearful and like insecure that they would leave. So this person trapped them with children. Bitch, I said it. As you know, they all do. I want to say that because like that could literally be anybody, but I'm gonna keep it short, babes. Love you. See you back on the next one.